Good job, your boy NeedForSheed coming back with some more NFL predictions. It's been a full year since I did my first set of predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And I'm going to be dropping a video every day leading up to week one next Thursday. Leading up to week one next Thursday when the Detroit Lions visit the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. So I'll be dropping a video every day detailing each and every division. And the division I'm starting with today is the division I believe is the weakest division in the NFL, which is the AFC South. Now, the division, to me, it clearly has the number one contender, which is the Jaguars. They rebuilt that team. They did everything they had to. Hired WP, did everything. Next up, the Titans had that division on lock for a few years. They're going to still be number two for me because the newcomers, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, see what they're going to have to do. I got them finishing at the bottom. But of course, I always break down each team and see what their schedule looks like. And I'm going to give you a prediction of their schedule at the end. And hopefully you guys stay tuned. And if I'm talking bad about your team, you'll be all right. LSU football, also college football up. LSU, we should beat and going to beat Florida State this weekend. So, yeah, I'll see y'all on that. But this is the NFL. So, hopefully, these players get to the NFL. But let's go ahead and start. So, I'm going to start with the team that I think is going to finish at the bottom. And ironically, the two teams that I talked about that I believe are going to finish at the bottom, I think they're going to have the same identical record. So, the first team I'm going to talk about is the Indianapolis Colts, which I believe they will finish 5-12. 5-12. Now the uncertainty with Jonathan Taylor, he won his money. Running backs deserve their money, everything like that. And the problem with Jim Mercer, terrible owner, all of that's coming together. I understand why the Colts are at the bottom. Anthony Richardson, he's not proven. They have holes on the offensive line, even though a few years ago that was one of the best offensive lines in the world. Now they're average at best. Quentin Nelson is still one of the top three guards in the league. But now you got DeForest Buckner, you got Shaq Leonard, you got all of them. Gilmore's gone, all that. But you got Michael Pittman Jr., you had all of these players, but now you don't have your safety net and your running back because he wants out, because he wants his money. So that's going to be hard for Anthony Richardson. And to me personally, I don't think they're going to finish that great. So I said 5-12. So I think looking at their schedule, they'll split with the Texans, of course. They should. I actually got them beating the Rams. I also have them beating the Bucks. I have a lot of teams beating the Bucks. I have them beating the Raiders. And I got a toss-up game in there that they can win. They can beat the Panthers. They can beat. They could beat the. They could beat the. I believe the Panthers is a toss-up game. The Patriots is a toss-up game. So I have them going somewhere between 4-13, 5-12. But I'm gonna stick with 5-12. I got them losing to. I got to lose to the Jags. I got the Jags sweeping them. I got them losing to the Ravens. Got them losing to the Browns. The Saints game can also be a tricky one. They could actually beat the Saints. So that's why I said the 5-12. But I got them lose to the Saints. I got them lose to the Patriots right now. I got them losing to the Bengals, losing to the Steelers, losing to the Falcons. So that's why I say they'll go around 5-12, 4-13, 5-12. You can't even creep up to 6, but I'm gonna stay firm at 5-12. So the next team I'm gonna go with is the other team that I think is gonna finish at the bottom of the division. Now, I believe they're gonna finish just as good or a little bit better because I believe CJ Stroud is a NFL ready quarterback right now, more so than what Anthony Richardson is. Now, he lost Brandon Cooks, he lost all of them, but I think having Mechie, Robert Woods, Don Schultz from the Cowboys, Damian Pierce back there running the football. I think they'll be able to have a little bit of success. They still got to rebuild their defense. Getting Will Anderson, even though it was a steep price, I understand why they did it. I mean, you got a powerful edge rusher. You can do a lot of things. Still got Larry Tunsil on the left tackle. So they have been working and putting pieces together. And I just feel that CJ Stroud is more he's better right now as an NFL quarterback. So I'm gonna go with him, but I got him going around the same 5-12, 6-11 type. Have them lose to the Ravens, have them beating the Colts, have them losing to getting swept by the Jaguars. The Saints game is a toss up. The Steelers game and the Falcons, they got a couple toss up games. Toss over depends. I got them beating the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks really gonna be good. I got them beating the Cardinals. I ain't gonna be really be good. I got them losing to the Bengals, losing to the Jags. I got them getting swept by the Jags, losing to the Broncos, probably losing to the Jets. I think they'll split with the Titans, split with the Colts. But this Falcons, Saints, Steelers games is the toss-up games for me. I think they can beat one of those three. They probably can beat two of those three, which will give me that 5-12, 6-11 range. So that's why I feel the Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts are kind of on the same, kind of go on the same scale. So one of them's going to be they're going to tie for last in the division. So that's how I feel about the situation. All right, moving on to the team that's been running the division for the longest, but now they're done. Kind of, but Mike Vrabel has this team playing hard every year. Every year have them playing hard. And they just got a new toy in DeAndre Hopkins. So let's talk about the Tennessee Titans. And I'm from Tennessee, which is ironic. I have Tennessee going 7-10. I have them going 7-10. They could creep up to 8-9, but I have them going 7-10 this year. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. If he can stay healthy throughout this year, they're gonna stack the box on him, but he'll be able to still do what he has to do. Getting DeAndre Hopkins, a number one receiver. People keep on talking about he's still not top end, a high end number one. Y'all shut up. So he's gonna do his thing. So I got them beating 7 to 8 teams this year by having DeAndre Hopkins and then having Robert Woods. I mean not Robert Woods, Treylon Burke actually learning from a number one receiver. Now, I don't like none of the quarterbacks. The Malik Willis, Will Levis, Ryan Tannehill, Ryan Gosling, he was a liability too. It don't matter. They all good. Will Packer, Will Levis, Will Muschamp. I don't care. Malik Hooker, Malik Willis, Malik. I don't care. All of them terrible to me. But I mean, Mike Vrabel has them playing so hard every year that I can't knock them for it. So let's go through their schedule real quick. Got them losing to the Chargers, got them losing to the Browns, got them losing to the Bengals, got them losing to the Ravens. Got them losing to the Jaguars. Got them actually splitting with the Jaguars. Have them losing to the Dolphins, have them lose to the Seahawks. But some of these other games, I got them splitting with the Texans. I say they can beat the Saints. I think they can beat the Saints. Split with Texans, split with the Colts, beat the Texans. That's 3 right there. I believe they could beat the Falcons. That's 4. They beat the Bucks. That's 5. They could beat the Panthers. That's 6. They can beat, and they can beat So I got them 7-10. So right there, I just calculated that right. So I got them at 7-10. I think they could do 7-10. Some of these toss-up games, you know what? The Seahawks might be a scary game. They could probably win. They could probably beat the Falcons, the Steelers, the Bucks. They could beat all of them. Other than that, I mean, the Browns games is a iffy one. But me personally, I got them going about 7-10 this year. Finished second in the division. Don't have them making the playoffs though. And last but not least, the defending AFC South champions, who beat my team last year, but we ain't gonna talk about it. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Trevor Lawrence has taken that leap as into top 10 quarterback. Now he has all the weapons in the world. He has his number one receiver in Calvin Ridley, so he's gonna be that guy. Now you got your number 2, Christian Kirk, number 3 in Zay Jones. You got Evan Ingram as your tight end. You got Travis Etienne. You rebuilt that offensive line. So offensively, they are great. The only thing that is holding the Jaguars back is their defense. And I need them to rebuild that defense and keep rebuilding that defense because now you can pay all these players on defense because your quarterback is on a rookie deal. So you need to go ahead and still get talent on this team. Them coming back, Dougie P gonna have them ready to play. I have them going 10-6. 10-7, 11-6. I have them going that around that range and clearly winning the division. Some people might say I'm stupid. I've been jumping the gun. You know what? I don't care. Let's run down the schedule. So I got them sweeping the Colts this year. I got them sweeping the Colts and the Texans. So that's 4 wins right there. I'm beating the Falcons. That's 5. I have them losing to the Chiefs and the Bills. I'm beating the Saints. I'm beating the Saints, so that's 6. Have them beating Have them beating the Bucks. That's 7. Have them beating Panthers. That's 8. Have them beating the Browns game is a toss up. The Steelers, I think they could beat the Steelers, and beat the Steelers and beat the. They're gonna beat either they're gonna beat somebody in the AFC North outside the Steelers. So it's up the Ravens, the Browns. They'll get another one of those in. So that's why I got them at 10-6, and they might be all three of them, which makes me 11-7. I mean, 11-6. So I got them going 10-7. I feel like they're gonna clearly win the division. Probably be a number 3 or 4 seed, depending on how well the AFC. No, they'll probably finish 4th because depending on how well the AFC North does after beating up on each other, that's probably the division. But I have them going 10-6. I mean 10-7, 11-5. I'm so used to 16 games. 10-7 or 11-6. So hierarchy again. I have the Colts and the Texans both going probably around 5-12, 6-11. I have the Titans going 7-10, possibly 8-9, but mostly 7-10. I have the Jaguars going 10-7, possibly 11-6. So to everybody out there, if you're a Jaguars fan, I know you really love this. If you're a Titans fan, love the hometown team, but your team is your team. And if you're a Texans fan, you got to be from Houston. Just got to be. And if you're a Colts fan, Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning come through that door again. So you better hope Anthony Richardson is that guy. So for everybody that's tuning in, I'm glad you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be dropping videos more. This is the NFL predictions episode 1. And I hope to see you guys again on the following day when I talk about the next team, which in that division I probably will talk about next. Let's go ahead and get the NFC South out of the way. So that's what we're going to talk about on Friday. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another day. You feel me?